Taxi vlog 202. It is the 24th of April 2012. Thank you, Willie Rex, for tweeting or whatever you did to send all your friends to subscribe to my channel. I haven't had so many subscribers in such a short time, I don't think ever, on this channel. So thank you and gracias. I wish my Spanish were better so that I could, answer comments and stuff, but I'm sorry, I'll have to go back to school for that or spend some time in Mexico or Spain, and then I'd be able to converse more efficiently with you and your friends. Yes, I'm at the stupid corner again. Punch it. Okay, we're out of there. So, Cindy and I just booked our flights and accommodations for South Tube 6. We're committed. We are going, definitely going. We had talked about our other vacation options for the year, and this just seemed right, and we can just kind of afford it, so we're going. So if you're coming, we'll see you in Myrtle Beach. Ah, yes, the taxi business. I made a few bucks last week on Tuesday night, exactly a week ago, after my last vlog, and it was enough so that we could go for dinner. Actually, all we had to do was pay the tip because it was on a coupon. But I'll get to that. I'll make that. We went. I recorded the video, but I didn't have any time to do any editing of it yet because, oh, I'm being sent on a trip. How nice. Now I have to turn my ass around here. Let's go through this guy's driveway. Yeah. And out the other side. And up this way. It's funny, this thing always sends me to where I just was. And I was just over there. Or back in the opposite direction from where I came. Maybe I got enough time to talk about Friday. Friday night, I came to work and it wasn't that busy out here. In fact, for a Friday, it was positively dead. Before 3 o'clock, there were cars sitting downtown on Douglas Street, on both sides of the street, sitting and waiting, with cabbies standing outside of the cars, going, what the fuck? Well, it was so slow that I worked most of the night, and I was reading my book, and my eyelids got kind of heavy, and so I fell asleep. I reclined the seat and fell asleep, and I was dozing really good. I had been sleeping for about an hour between 4 and 5 o'clock, and then in my dreams somebody's knocking on the door, and somebody's knocking on the door, and somebody's tapping on the window here, and it's like I wake up, and it's another cabbie who just dropped his car off at the dealership where we usually park for service. He wanted a ride home. So him and this other cabbie, I took them both home. And that was the end of my Friday night. It was really uneventful. Where am I going to find these guys? Fire department. Okay. The bus exchange by the fire department. I will resume this vlog after I've picked these guys up and dropped them off. Okay, now where was I? That was Friday night when I took those two other cabbies home, and it was uneventful end to less than spectacular evening. I didn't do I think there was one guy in the whole fleet who did well that night. Most of us just sucked the bag. Now, Saturday was totally the opposite. As soon as I came out to work at 8 o'clock, I was busy. I had one call right after another. One call right after another. I couldn't believe it. I was connecting everywhere. Sometimes I would be letting somebody out at a street corner and somebody else would be getting in. And it was just atrociously busy. And the money was piling in. And you know, when it's really busy like that, when you've got some money in your pocket, it just attracts more money and attracts more money, and it just becomes like a snowball effect. It's beautiful to see it and to experience it happening. So then at around 11 o'clock, there was a little lull in the action. I guess it was 11:30 or so, and I dropped somebody off in a part of town, like a suburban part of town, you know, out away from where most stuff is going on, like at Terminus, if you understand the Asimov reference. And speaking of Asimov and science fiction, I'm reading this book by Kim Stanley Robinson. It's called 50 Degrees Below Zero. It has to do with ecological disaster, having to do with polar ice caps freezing or melting and causing freshwater pockets in the ocean and updrafting and downwelling of anyway, the whole ocean currents and the whole climate gets fucked up. Or that's what's about to happen at the part of the book where I'm at. Let's go back to Saturday night. Sorry about it. I just felt I had to break in there. So I get sent to this house, and it's pretty dark, and I call on the cell phone, and there's kind of somebody on there, but you hear a lot of background voices and noise, and you can't understand whether the guy's hears who I am or not. So I say taxi about 4 times, and then I sit and I wait a while, and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, these 2 boys, I guess they're around 17 or 18 years old, come running out. We're climbing a hill, so that's why the motor's making a lot of noise. So these boys come out and they get in the car, and one of them says drive, and the other one says something about high-speed chase and police, and we got to make sure the police don't show up. And the other one says, no, let's just get out of here. Let's go to West Saanich. So I start to drive on the way to West Saanich. Then the one on the right says, no, turn right here. Okay. So I turn right. And then he rolls down the window and lights a smoke. And I said, please, no smoking in here. He says, oh, come on. You can't mean that. I say, yes, I mean that. He says, I'll stick my head out the window. I say, you can stick your head out the window all you like, but you're not smoking in my car. You can get out and walk now. He says, no. And his buddy says, oh, no, he'll put it out, okay? So he puts it out. So turn to right. So we're driving to the right. And we turn again to the right. And we're back where we started out. We went around the block. And I said, so now what? Are you guys going to stay here or go on? No, drive around again. I got lots of money. So we go around the block again. And after we come around the block again, he says, was that 3 times? I said, no, we only went around the block twice. He says, go around again. I'm not feeling too good about this. So we drive around the block again, and we come back to where we started, and there's another cab loading some other boys, and they're mouthing off to these other boys who are in the middle of the street, and they're mouthing back and forth, and I don't know who's right or who's what, but they're mouthing back and forth, and they're giving each other the finger, and these 2 guys get into the other cab and they drive away. And then one of them says, can you stop the meter? That was the one on the right. I said, does that mean you're stopping here? No, we want to keep you. And then I turn the meter back on. I said, well, no, the meter stays on if you're keeping me. He says, well, you don't have to be an asshole about it. I said, I'm not an asshole. I'm just doing my job. He says, well, you can sit here with your meter off and wait for us because you don't have anything else to do. And I say, well, how do you know? I said, all right, as a courtesy, I'll give you 3 minutes. So I shut the meter off for a moment, and they step outside and start to have a smoke. And they're saying, oh, you know, there's so many bad cabbies around, and this one's a good cabbie because he stops his meter and waits for us. And at that point, I'm thinking, look, what's in it for me? I'm sitting here with these punks out there. They didn't offer me any money or anything, and they want me to sit here with my thumb up my ass and the meter off? I don't think so. So with the door open and them leading on the car, I start to drive away. And he says, what the fuck? Anyways, there was about $10 on the meter, and with their attitude, it looked like I wasn't going to get paid. I don't know what it is about young kids, but they think that if they treat you like shit, they don't have to pay you. It's a weird thing, but, you know, I figured I'd bite the $11 on the meter because if I was to drive them any further and they wouldn't pay, I would have wasted even more of my time. So I didn't need them. Okay. So right away, as soon as I cleared the meter, I had another call. Right away, like, you know, 2 seconds. Click, 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 beep. I had another call. So I went to the other call. I was still a little bit shaken from those 2 boys. I don't like to be mistreated, I don't like to be disrespected, but they did all of that. They mistreated, they disrespected, and they probably weren't going to pay either. When these 2 girls got in, there was a liquor store bag in the middle of the seat. There was a bottle of Fireball or some cheap high alcohol content liquor and a hard drive in a liquor store bag. Those punks had left their shit in here. Well, I wasn't going to go back. So I arranged, after a couple more fares, because I was busy as stink. After a couple more fares, I arranged to go to our office, drop it off at the Lost and Found, and that's it. That's all. It's done. It's gone. The rest of the night, I was still quite busy. It went pretty good. It slowed down somewhat after 4, but between 4 and 6, I still got some good fares in there. Did I have an airport at the end? I think I did. I can't quite recall. Anyways, it worked out okay. The Sunday night, in comparison, was a kind of denouement after the climax. There wasn't that much going on Sunday night, but I still made a few dollars. I did all right. I had enough to pay my chiropractor bill. And so that all worked out very well. And I did some reading in my book, and I got a nap in at the end. And in the morning I went to the BackFit gym and did core and back exercises for about an hour or so in the morning, and then of course after that I came home and did some more back and core exercises on the floor. So 2 hours of back and core exercises. Well, I was getting behind on my YouTube. So last night, which was the Monday night, I brought my computer to work. And I watched, I don't know, 50 or so videos, 50 or 60 videos. Maybe it was 40, I don't know, but I got caught up. I caught up on all the videos I hadn't watched yet that I was subscribed to on my 3 channels. Good, I got caught up on the weekend, or everything that had been posted over the weekend, and during Monday I watched it all. And I commented on most of it, unless I was speechless. Which is rare, but it does happen sometimes. I see a video and I really don't have anything to say. Or maybe what I have to say is not very nice, but usually when it gets to the point where I'm being nasty, that's when, you know, rather than funny or witty. Oh man, I'm full of gas. I must have had a lot of beans. Well, it was the lot of beans I had in the morning. And this evening, Cindy made me a cauliflower pizza, meaning that instead of bread, the crust is the mashed up cauliflower, which is good for you. And this is causing me to fart a lot. So I open the windows a little bit while we drive along here and take care of that. But it's raining, so it's dripping in. Oh, you never win. Well, I'll drive a little with the windows cracked open a little bit. How's that? That's a compromise. I might even turn up the fan. Hopefully we got heat tonight. A couple nights ago, actually Friday night when I came to work, there was a note, and it said something like, if the red triangle comes on, add water to the radiator. Twice that night I had to add water to the radiator. And about an hour into my shift, I get a phone call from the owner saying, oh yes, day shift driver was complaining about no heat, and please make sure there you put water in the radiator and check it often and frequently, and so on and so on and so on. Then the Saturday night, of course, I topped off the radiator at the beginning of my shift, and it lasted almost till the end. And yes, I did have an air porter that morning. I do remember now. I was worried that the thing wouldn't overheat on the way. Anyway, took care of that. And on Sunday night, I get another phone call from him. Make sure you put water in the radiator. I'll fix it first thing in the morning. Okay. Well, last night it didn't heat up too much. It didn't heat up at all, actually. And the heater worked all night. So I think he fixed it. And tonight is Tuesday night. It's a day after that. So that was our mechanical problem for the week. You know, people say Toyota this, Toyota that. It's no better than a Ford. And the Ford was a shitty taxi. But to its credit, it's a 5-year-old used car, so you know, you start pounding on a 5-year-old used car, it's gonna it's gonna not want to be pounded on so much, so it's gonna show some little quirks and show you the reason why the original owner got rid of it and made it a used car. But anyway, now it's all right. And was there anything else to talk about, really? I don't think so. I think it's been a pretty good week so far. I've got tonight left. Maybe I make a few bucks. Maybe I don't. Doesn't matter. I've got enough money in my pocket for groceries and maybe to go for dinner. I don't know if we're going to go for some Vietnamese this week or if we're going to try another burger place. Anyways, I think I've just talked about the week and talked about more than I was going to talk about. So I hope yours is better than mine. Thanks, and have a better night than this one.